So hello all, this is the seventh video of Selenium with Java tutorial. So in this video we will learn that how to configure the Maven, and then we will learn that how to handle the frame, and then we will learn how to handle the tag. So these all things we will learn, and from the next onward tutorials we will be working on the framework and the Maven. So in this today's video you will learn that how to configure Maven in your machine, and then how to work on the frames and reload. So first of all, we will work on the frame. So let's understand what is the frame actually. Okay. So what is the frame? Okay. So what is the frame? Suppose that this is your DOM. Okay. This is your document object model. Okay. It have some elements like it may have some fields like HTML fields like they can have the list box, drop box, input box, whatever it can have. But sometimes developer used to divide your web page in multiple frames. Okay, due to any reason, they can divide the project into the frames. I will show you a real-time example. If I will go to here and here, this is a real-time example. I will show you. So if I go to here, this is a project on which we are working. Okay, so if I will go to here, I will type username and password. Okay, so our web page will get open. We are able to log in, and if you will click on this one, okay, so you can see a pop-up will get open. So if you are trying to find any element on this pop-up, you will not be able to find it because it's not in the same frame. These things are in a different frame. Okay, so we will face such kind of problem. So how to handle such kind of problem? So first of all, you have to recognize whether it is a window or a frame. If you have found that it is a frame, then you can write your code. Direct method is already created in the Selenium. You just need to call the method. Let's see how it will be done. Okay, so in our practice page, if you go, so here is a code that how to handle the frames, and I have already written. But today I will not take these all things. I will take some my own code that I have created. So let me go on to that. Okay, so I have created some HTML files so that you can see like Selenium, this one. So inside that I have created some HTML files. Okay, these all files I have created so that you can easily understand what is the frame. If I will open this my HTML file, so you will see this one. Okay, so this window has three frames. First frame is this one, second frame is this one, third frame is this one. Okay, so we will navigate to each frame and we will perform the operation. Okay, after that we will come back to our parent frame. So there is a simple concept that you need to understand. Suppose that whenever your web page will be launched, okay, whenever you are launching your web page by entering some URL, so your driver will be on your parent page. Okay, so now you will write a command to switch on the frame first. Okay, so your driver will be here. You will be performing some operation over here. And now if you want to switch on the, suppose that this is a frame 1 and this is a frame 2. Okay, so now if you want to switch on the frame 2, then again you have to switch your driver to the parent window. Okay, then from the parent, your driver again will switch to the frame 2. Again, if you want to go to the frame 1, then again you have to switch to the driver on the parent window, then you can go on the frame 1. This is a simple concept, means before switching the frame, you have to go to the parent window, then you can switch on the frame. Now, let's see to recognize how we will find that whether it is a frame or not. So suppose this is our web page and I have already some frames, like I have created 3 frames, this one. You can also practice on this page. Okay, and also you can get the separate files. Already I have or you will click on this link, so you will get all the files. from my drive. Okay, so I have these all 4 files. You just need to download it and you can check it for the frame. Okay, so how we will find that whether it is a frame or not? So first of all, inspect these all elements. Let's inspect this one. Okay, so after inspecting, you will get dome. Okay, so in the dome, you have to find whether it is a frame or not. How it will be find? Just click on the Control F. Okay, so just click Control F and type here Control F and type here frame. Okay, so you will be able to see whether it is a frame or not. And also if you scroll it a little bit, so you will find that it is inside some frame. Okay, so let me find it by using Control F. I will just simply type frame. So you can see that it is highlighting some elements. So if you go to here, you switch to this one, or you can be also in Control F for any. Okay, so you can see it's inside a frame tag. You will get if you can click on mode. So actually it's a iframe. Okay, so you have to find exactly both are the same, whether it is a frame or whether it is an iframe. So you need to find it. Okay, so you will get the tag like a iframe. This one. Okay, what does this mean? This means that this page has the iframe. Okay, iframe tag means your elements are inside some iframe. So in this way, you can recognize that it is inside a frame and directly we cannot move to that element. That's why we have to use the switch method to move on the frame. So for example, that we have this class or you can say this web page. Okay, as I told you that I have already coded them in my HTML and you can use these all things from my drive. So I will navigate to this page and then we will navigate to the different pages and we will perform some operations. Okay, so let me first create some project like this time I will create a project like a Java project. After that we will be working on the Maven. Let me remove this one. Let me go to this one. It's taking a little time because something was running. Okay, not an issue. So let me expand this one. This is a Selenium practice project that we have created. So now I will create a class. I will give it name as frame demo. I will right click on it. Okay. Now let's close this one. This is new. I will go to the class. I will give it name as frame demo. Okay. So the previous command will be same, like we will launch in the browser. So I will just copy the code from here. Okay. So this is a simple code how to launch the browser. In the previous session we have already discussed about this also. So now what I will do, I will just simply navigate to the frames and we will perform some operations. So now your URL will be driver dot navigate dot this one, and now your URL will be your customized web page that you have just created. Means this one will become your URL. Okay. So this is your URL. Okay. So now you have launched your application. Now, first of all, what is the best practice? First of all, you have to find how many frames you have actually in your web page. Okay, so how it will be find? It's simple. As I told you, that frame will always have the tag name like iframe or frame. Okay, so if you go to here also, it will expect this one. So you can get tag name like a frame. You can see that tag name is a frame. It may also happen that developer will give it name as a iframe. So you can say it's inside this bracket, it's a name as a frame. So we will find the element by using the tag name. Okay, so I will create a simple list and I will say find all the elements, means find all the frames. Okay, so I will say that driver dot find elements I will use, and simply I will use by dot tag name, and tag name will be frame. As I told you, if it is a iframe, so I will use the iframe. If it is just simple frame, I will use the frame as a tag name. Now I will import my list. Always remember, list will be imported from java.util package, not from other package. So I will just save it, and then I will just print the count, how many frames I have. Okay, so it's always good practice. First count how many frames you have on your web page, then you can navigate from one to another. Okay, so I will go to the size, and then it will just give me that how many frames we have on our web page. So I will just clean this one, and then we will run this one. Okay, so say cleaning quickly, and then we will run. It will just give us how many frames we have. After that, we will move from one frame to another frame, and we will perform some operation, and we will come back to our parent window. Okay, so this is a general practice that we will do. So if we just creating something, don't worry. Let me run this one. It may take some time. Not an issue. We are currently using the Firefox driver, so it may take some time. Okay, so we just want to count how many frames this web page has. Okay, so what will be the benefit? The benefit will be that we can move from one frame to another frame by their indexing. Suppose that if there are 4 frames, so they must be indexed like 0, 1, 2, 3. So we can switch on the frames by using indexes. Okay, so this opening, as I told you, it's Firefox, so it will take little bit time. Sometime it will also get fail, but Chrome is okay. So next time I will use the Chrome driver, not this one. I think it's launching. Okay, for the next time, let's make it as a this one, and this time we will use the next time we will use the Chrome driver, so that it can easily handle. So the latest browsers like Chrome and Firefox are little bit heavy, and they are taking too much time to get open. Okay, not in it. We will run it again. As I told you that it's the first time, it will take some time. Although it has been launched, I think so. You can see it will be launched. Let me close this one. We don't want anymore. Let me run this one. Technically, we have not imported the Chrome driver, I think so. You can see your Chrome has been on. Now we are just counting the how many frames we have. So it will just print that total number of the frames. After that we will simply move from one frame to another frame. Okay, so it has been launched. Now let's see that it's not this one, it's this one. You can see if you scroll it down. So we have total 3 frames as I told you. This is 1, 2, 3. Then we will move from one frame to another frame. So you can move by their indexing, which is the best way. Either you can move by their in frame name. So as I have created this code HTML, so I have given the frame name properly. Okay, for each frame I have given the name. This one. Okay, so you can move from the one frame to another frame by name. And if name is not available, so it's a good practice to move the frame by indexing. I will let you know that how we can move. We will say driver dot switch to dot frame. You can get there is a 3 element like a frame. You can move by their indexing, like it is a 0, 1, 2, by their name, or if there are some elements on the frame, you can also move. But third option is very less used in the market, because when you will move to the element, then you will be able to find some element. Okay, so it's always good practice to use the this one. So we will moving on the frame 1, means frame 0. Now we will perform some operation over there. Okay, so I will find this link on the framework. We have a link like this one, and we will just simply click on this one. So we will get the XPath of this link. So I will say that driver dot find element by dot XPath, this one, and then click on it. Simple click I will do. Okay, now I will again put some weight. Driver dot manage dot timeout dot simplicity weight. I will tell you about each weight in next coming session, like implicitly weight or explicitly fluent weight. I will discuss and each and everything, what is the payload timeout and what is the default payload timeout, what is the gap between the weight, how many default time for between the seconds. Okay, so these all things we will discuss in the next class. So this is we have moved to the one frame and we have clicked on it. Okay, so now before moving to the next frame, what we need to do, we again move to the parent window. So how we will be moving to the parent window? Just simply we will say driver dot switch to, there is a direct method known as a default content. We will use this one. So what does this mean by the default content? Means it will be moved to the parent window. Okay, now again suppose I want to move to the second frame. Driver dot find element, oh sorry, not this one. Driver dot switch to we will use. We will say that driver dot switch to dot frame. Now this time I will use the frame name. Okay, so I will just use the frame name so that I can move easily. So for this frame I will take its name as a this is the name of the frame of my second frame. So I will take this name as here, and for example after moving to this frame I want to perform some operation, like I want to click on the female radio button. So I will just take the XPath. So I will say that driver dot find element by dot XPath, and then we will put here the XPath. Okay, and we will click on it. Again, if we want to move on the third frame, so before moving to the third frame, we will again move to the parent window. Okay, and then again we will move to the third frame. So again I will move to the default content. I will put some weight so that, okay, and then I will move to the third frame. So I will say that driver dot switch to dot frame, and I will use this frame as a second. Means it will start from 0, 1, 2. So we will move to the second frame. Okay, now I will perform some more operation over here, like in the, you can say in the first name I want to enter my name. So I will inspect this one. I will expect this one right here, and I will go to here. I will copy XPath and I will say that driver dot find element by dot XPath this one, and then I will use the send key like my name. Okay, so this is a simple way. First of all, you need to find all the frames of your web page. Then you can move to them. You have to recognize that whether this is a first frame or second frame or third frame. You can switch to frame by frame indexing. You can switch to frame by their name, and if it's impossible, you can switch to the frame by their some value. Means after detecting some value to the frame, you can switch. Okay, so let me run this one. Let me clean this one first, and then we will run our program. Okay, so you will see that the Chrome browser will be launched, and then we will perform the operation on each frame. Okay, so it will not use the default content. It means it will not switch on the parent window. Then from one frame to the second frame, it will not be moving. Okay, so you can see that your browser has been opened, our frame has been opened. So now it will click on the way to testing. You can see way to testing has been opening, and now has been opened your way to testing. Now it has clicked on the email, and also it has entered the value in the first inbox. So in this way we can perform different operations. Okay, now let's move on the second topic, which is how to handle the window. So just see it clearly, your doubt will get clear. Okay, means this is a simple code how to handle the frame. So if you remember in the last lecture when we have discussed about the frame, so I have imported some jar files of Selenium. Okay, I will show you that what was the version of the jar file. So if you check it out, so we have imported the jar file of the Selenium, which was the version from 3 point something version. Okay, so in the last video when we have created the project, I have imported some Selenium jar file which was 3.0 or 3.6 something. It was a jar file. So in the previous session when we are trying to you can say first let me tell you what is the tabs actually. So I will open this browser. So up to the before the Selenium version 4.0, we need to press the key like a control plus key. Suppose that this is my window. Okay, this is a window and I want to open my website like .com. Okay, now if I want to open a new tab, what we need to do, we need to press on the control key or this plus icon. Okay, okay, so I need to press on the control T option, so a new tab will be opened, this one. Okay, then we have to move our driver here, then we will perform some operation. Then we will close this one, then we will move to the but now the scenario has been changed after the you can say after the Selenium 4th version. Means I will show you that this version. Right, go to here and type the download the Selenium. Download Selenium. It will go to here the first link. So here all the versions are available here. So it will go to the latest version like this one. Then you will not be able to use the latest features of the Selenium. But if you go to the Selenium 4 point and other version, alpha beta version, then you will be able to use this feature. Now I will show you about what feature I am talking. So let me simply open this one. Okay, so let me create I have to create two projects like this one. So this project have a very updated jar file of Selenium Server 4.0 alpha 5 jar file. Okay, and this project have the old jar file. So let me perform some operation here like a tab operation. So let me create a class for the tab operation first. Why I'm focusing on these all things, because it's a very good interview question, because everybody will be asking to you what is the difference between the old Selenium and the Selenium 4.0. So this is the main example that you can explain that you can do this task in the Selenium 4. Something and you cannot do this task in the older version. So suppose that I am working as a new tab demo. I have created a class. Okay, so I will use the same feature like that. I will let me copy these all things. So I will copy these all things from here. Okay. It's nothing but we are launching the browser and doing nothing. Okay, so suppose that I want to press the Control T so that we can open the new tab. So what we need to do, we need to press the Control plus T tab so that we can open. How we are pressing the Control plus T tab? Previously we are using the driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. This one, inside that we will say the body, and then we will say that dot send keys, and inside the key we have to write that keys dot control, this one, and then plus T. Okay, means we are opening the new tab. This was the feature, but now it is not working. Okay, so now to forcefully open the tab, we will use the robot, Java robot class. Okay, so we will create the robot class object and we will say that we use robot because the Java feature. Okay, so by using this one, we can forcefully press the Control key from our keyboard. Okay. Now, so by using the robot class, we will just press the Control and then we will press the T. After that, we will release the Control and we will release the T. So I will say that robot dot T press, and inside the T press we will write that key event dot vc underscore control. Key event dot vc underscore key press dot vc key press dot key event dot vc underscore control. There should be a control message. This one, control we will use. Okay, so what we are trying to do, we are just pressing the Control key using the robot key. Okay, now same key we will perform for the T operation. Okay, so we will say that vc underscore T. So we are pressing Control plus T. Now we will release these all things. So how to release? Because it will continue press on these all buttons. So after pressing, we will just releasing these all things. So for the releasing, you have to just use here the method key release. RELEASE. This one you have to use. Okay. So you will see that first of all we will be opening some website or web page, and then we will press on the Control key. In this way, in the previous up to the 4th version, we were using this command to handle the tab of the window. So this was the way that how we will handle the tab in the window. Okay. So let me run this one, the tab demo as a test and research. So now again if you launch the browser, it will go on. Always remember, when you are pressing the robot, whenever you are using the robot key, so you are not allowed to switch the windows, because it will just press your keyboard key on the current opened window, means current focus window. So you are not required to move to the window. Means if you are running the code, the appropriate window should be open. Okay, so now it will just open the Chrome driver, which will navigate to the URL. and then it will press on the control key. Okay, so we can see that the browser has been opened. It will maximize, it will enter the URL, then it will press on the control plus T. So this was the previous way that we were using. It's hanging, I think so. Yes, taking some time. Now it will press on the control T. You can see it has been pressed on the control T and your new tab has been opened. But now if you have the updated Selenium, then it will not happen like this one. Okay, so let me close this one and we will open the new. As I told you, I have another project which has the updated Selenium 4.0 that I have downloaded. So if you have this one, just go to here and say here, right click, I will create a class. I will give it name as new way for tab. Okay, so now in the market we will be using these new features to handle the tab. Please see it clearly that what I am doing. So now it is not too much complex. This will be common. Means you are launching the browser, you are performing some operations. It will be common. Now let me copy this line from here. So let me paste it here. Okay. So now suppose that I will say I want to store this window. Okay, I'm launching to the some browser, and then suppose that I want to press a new tab. How it will be done? So there is a method in your new Selenium. Go to the driver dot. There is a method like fix to. Then we have a method like a new window. This one. This method will not appear in your previous command. Suppose that if I will go to here, I will in the previous video, the previous project driver dot fix to, I will use dot new. You can see this method is not applicable, okay, in your old Selenium version. But in the new Selenium version, this is a feature is available on your new window. Okay, so in the new window, you have to type simply like a window type dot tab. This one. Okay, you just need to click on it. So what it will do, it will just open your new window. And now if you want to navigate or you want to perform some operation, and also remember what this will do, what it will just return you a WebDriver extension. So I will store this one as a WebDriver like a new to tab driver. Okay, so it will return you another a WebDriver extension. And now by using this new WebDriver, you can open a URL in your new tab. So I will say that this dot navigate dot to, and now suppose here I want to open my website. So I will say that www.com. Okay, so now in the new Selenium the feature has been changed. If you want to open the new tab, you just need to use this method, and third that you have to pass the value like a window type dot tab, and then by using this new tab driver you can perform your operation, whatever operation you want to perform. So let me clean this one and I will run this one. You will see that this will run as a set changes that I have done. You can see now a new tab will be opened by using without any special key or without any special operation. So this is the advanced feature of the Selenium that you should adopt. After that, we will learn that how to configure the mail and how to verify the mail in our project without So you can see that your Chrome driver has been launched, it is opening, and in the new window, it's again opening your new website. Okay, so how to handle these all things, these are two windows. So let me open a simple. So this one, after launching to this one, just store this window in a parent window. So what we will do, we will say that string parent parent window is equal to, I will say that driver dot get window handle. Always remember it will return a string value. So that's why we are storing in a string parameter inside this one. Okay, string variable. So it will return a not handle. This one. Okay. So you are just having your parent window in a separate place, and in the child window like this one, like string child window, you can keep your this driver reference dot child window, dot driver dot get window handle this one. Okay, so now you have stored your references of your selling space. You have stored your parent window reference, and you have stored in your child window reference in a string variable. Now suppose that I want to close my new tab, means I want to close my new tab, and I want to switch to my parent window. Then what I will do, I will simply say that new tab dot close. I will closing this one. Okay, and then I will switch to my parent window. So I will switch to my now I am switching to my parent window. I have closed my newly opened window. Now I am switching to the parent window. So I will say that driver dot switch to dot, there is a method of window. It is available in all Selenium window, and here I will pass my parent window. Means this is a simple way. There is a little bit logic that first of all, whatever your driver, it is in a parent window, just store in a string variable. Okay, then by using this new window method, you can move to the new window tab, and then you can perform your operation. And then for the switching the window from parent to the child, you can use $switch to dot window method, and you can pass the value of string value after window refresh. So I will run this one. Simply you will be see that how we are handling the window. So always remember this code, it is very useful, and it is updated Selenium feature. So I will run this one. You can see first of all window will open, then it will perform operation, then it will close, and your driver will be moved on the parent window. After that, one more thing we will see today, that how to configure the Maven. And then like this one, you can see it's opening. Now it should close the new tab. Okay, and then it will be moving to your parent window. You can see it has been closed. Now your driver has been moved to the parent window. Okay, so it is the latest way that how we are handling the tabs operation. Now one more thing, that how to download the Maven and how to configure. So if you are having the latest version of the Eclipse, which is also recommended, then you will get the direct option to create the project of the Maven from here, like new, and you will get here the Maven project. Okay, other if not available, go to the other project and you will get it here. Okay, so if I go to the new Maven project, in some old Eclipse you will get to the here in the other option of project option. Inside the project you will get a Maven option. Okay, so before moving to this one, first learn that how to configure the Maven in your machine. Okay, so first of all we will be downloading the Maven, then we will configure the Maven in our local machine. so that we can run the maven command from our CMD. We can run the maven project from command line, and we can perform the various operations. Okay. So suppose that this is our screen. Okay. Now I will say here that download the maven, and then a directory will get open and we will perform the operation. So I will go here, I will say that download maven. Okay, so we will see that it's a link to this now. Apache Maven website you should open, not any other website is recommended. So you will get the setup and just click on it. Zip file will be downloaded. Okay, it takes some privacy issues, not an issue. So just go to here. So here you will get the this zip file. Okay, so you need to download this zip file. You will just click on it. It will be downloaded in your machine. Okay, so now let's go to the how it will appear in your local machine. So I will go to the Selenium, and here in the complete Selenium I have downloaded, I think so. This one is my new, not Apache, this one is the new. So this means you will get the zip file, you will need to extract this file, you will get this folder. Just copy this folder from here. Okay, and now move to your C drive, and inside the program file you need to just simply paste it. Okay, so if you paste it, and then you will get a Apache Maven folder like this one over here. Now go to your computer control panel. You can directly go to the control panel, and here you will get an option like system and security. Go to here, and inside there will be get an option like system. Click on it, and after clicking on the option you will get the advanced system home. Okay, then click on it, and this window will get open. Go to the environment variable. So here you have to add the Maven home. How you will add? Just click on the add button, or sorry, new button. With this pop-up will get open. You need to write here Maven home, and then you have to go to the exact location of your Maven project. Means up to this location you need to copy, and you need to paste over here and click on the OK button. Now find the path variable inside the system variable. Just go to here and click on the edit icon. Now go to the last. Press the semicolon like this one, and then copy the path up to the bin folder, this one. Okay, and paste the path over here. Okay, then after pasting the path, it will appear like this one, like up to the bin you have pasted the Apache Maven path. Okay, now click on the OK, click on the OK, click on the apply and OK, apply and then OK. Okay, now if you have done these all things, then open your command line like Windows or type here CMD, press on the enter. This one is open. Like type here the mdn hyphen version. Then you will see that the whatever the version is configured in your machine, like 3.6.3. If this message is appearing, that means your Maven has been configured successfully. Okay, so this is the simple way that we will configure the Maven in our PC. So it's all about the today class. From next class we will be working on the framework. We will be designing the framework. First of all, the basic points like how to read the file, how to create the config file, what is the log4j file. We will discuss these all things, then we will be moving on the framework. So it's enough for today. If anybody have any doubt and concern, feel free to ask me.